All right, everybody. So if you guys saw a few videos ago, I was talking about how we're going to be getting some carbon fiber in and installing that soon. And I'm happy to say we are finally going to be installing some of that carbon fiber today. Here is the carbon fiber itself. It's carbon fiber pieces of this door piece right here that you use to pull the door shut. Now, for those of you guys who have a Genesis Coupe, you probably found out that the gunmetal painting, so mine's wrapped matte black, but the gunmetal paint under this is just the worst quality ever, and it peels and chips away and just does not look good at all. Now, obviously, you could wrap yours like I did with mine, but I wanted to step it up a little bit, so I got some carbon fiber inserts, and man, these look so sick. Here's a better look at this one in the sun. So I got these door handle thingies. I don't exactly know what they're called. I call them door handles because, I mean, you use it to close the door, not open the door. But anyway, I got these from my dude. It's 6-element fibers. Now, they are a bit pricey. I'm not going to lie, about $180, but I think they're worth it. And I think it's going to change up the interior of the car in such a clean way. Just add a little bit of glossy carbon in there. I'd like to do some more in the future, but we'll see. I guess it depends how these look. But yeah, if you guys want to pick some of these door handle thingies up for yourself, I'll leave them linked down in the description below. There's really not much else to say about them, so let's go ahead and jump into the install. All right, so we're gonna start with the passenger door here. I'll give you guys a good look how it looks now. I mean, I'm sure if you have a Genesis Coupe, you're pretty familiar with how it looks, but just in case you don't, here you go. Nice look at it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get this rubber piece out from the bottom of your cup holder in the door. I'm just kind of going to shove this in between the rubber piece and the door. Hopefully there's not too much of a shadow, and hopefully you guys can actually see this, but it's pretty simple. Get that in between there, and now you just got to start pulling pretty much. It should peel out pretty much just like this. Get a grip on it now and pull it out, and for some reason mine is wet and sticky. That is absolutely disgusting. Let me clean this out. All right, I got this thing all cleaned up. I got it all cleaned up in here, and now next up you just have to get this Phillips head screw out right here. Should come out pretty easily. And out comes the screw. Now, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is pull the door handle out. Now, this is kind of hard to do while holding the GoPro. And then you see this piece right here, you can kind of slide a screwdriver behind it. Just pop this on out. I'm gonna have to set the camera down to do this. All right, so I just got this thing popped out. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot harder to get out than I thought it would be. And unfortunately, I scratched my door right here. I don't even know if you can see it. It's just a tiny scratch, but it sucks nonetheless. Now that we got this thing out, next up, you just gotta get this Phillips out right here now. All right, now we got both bolts out. So the next part is where it starts to get a little bit spicy, that's for sure. And you gotta take the whole door panel off here. So I'm gonna get something small, and you pretty much just slide it in between here all around the door and pop it off. I've got this little glazer knife right here. I've got the end of it wrapped in painter's tape, and pretty much we just gotta slide it in between the door and the panel and start popping. All right, so you're actually gonna wanna start down here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but on the bottom of the door, there's like these indentions. One of them's right here. The other one, well, it just popped back into place. The other one is somewhere along here. I can't really see it from the angle I'm at, but pretty much you want to take a flathead, or if you have something like this glazer knife right here, and you just want to stick it up in here and pull pretty hard, like way harder than you'd think, and it'll pop loose, and then you just go all the way around and it'll come off. All right, I'm still in the process of getting the panel off, and I'm not gonna lie, it is super hard. Like, you actually have to try to rip this thing off. It feels like it's gonna break, but thankfully it's not. But I don't know if you guys can see right down in here, there's like this blue thing, and these are all the tabs. So pretty much you just gotta feel your way around with something like this, and wherever you feel something like this, you just gotta yank it around there, man. So I'll get back to you guys when I finally get the door panel off. So I pretty much have the door panel off everywhere. It's just kind of loose hanging here, but I just need to get this triangle off now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off, and then the door panel should come right off. I just stuck a screwdriver right here and pulled back, and it came right off for the most part. So the rest of it, there we go, just like that. And now the whole door panel should be loose. Oh yeah, it came right off. This is kind of hard to record, but pretty much, like, there's a lip right here. It's kind of hard to see. I don't even think you can see it, but there's a lip on the top of the door right here on this side where my finger's kind of at, and you pretty much just pull the door panel straight up and it slides on off. All right, so now that we have the door panel broken loose, all we have to do is undo all these wires back here. So we're going to start with this one. They're just clips. You pretty much squeeze it, pull it down, and just like that, it comes out. So we're going to go ahead and get all these done, and I'll get back to you guys after that. All right, and just like that, the door panel is completely detached. Now this one is kind of weird to get off. It's got this little clip on it right here. You just push on that and it slides right off. Now onto the part that everybody, including myself, has been waiting for, and that is taking the actual door handle itself off and installing the new one. So right down in here, you have this little little Phillips head, and I'm pretty sure you just have to take this Phillips head off and it should pop off. So I actually took out the wrong screw. This one right here is the one that I took out. This one right here is the one that you need to take out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back in real quick. Now, after you get the right screw out, which is the top one out of these three down here, you pretty much just take a screwdriver and shove on the back of it as hard as you can. Now, this is near impossible to do with only two hands, but pretty much once you shove on the back of it with your screwdriver, it'll make a popping sound and it'll start to come out just like that. And then you just work it on out. And just like that, a few yanks later, it came right off. Now, when I took it off, it sounded like it was about to break, but it didn't. It's good to go. So now we just got to throw the carbon one on here. And real quick, just for those of you guys who haven't seen, I just unwrapped my stock door handle, and this is what it looks like, man. It is just completely beat up. That's pretty much why I had it wrapped, because that does not look very good sitting on the door right here. Not that there's a door right here to picture it sitting on, but anyway, this looks terrible. Let's go ahead and throw the carbon one on. So if everything goes right, it should pretty much just line up like so. Well, hold on. Okay, I'm messing this up. It's kind of hard with one hand. Line up like that and squeeze down into place, I think. All right, everybody, and just like that, the new door handle is installed. Now, when I tell you I had to squeeze this thing hard to get it on here, I mean, I had to basically squeeze this thing as hard as I could with both hands, pretty much squeezing down like that, and it finally popped into place. It's kind of sounded like it broke, but no, it just popped into place. So now we just got to throw the screw back in the back of this thing and get the door panel mounted back up, which is probably going to be the hardest part. And also, this little screw, I don't know if you guys can see it, that little blue one, it did not come out of the back of the door like all the other ones did. Like, it's not connected like how all these ones are. So somehow I'm going to have to try and get that out as well. And once you get done screwing this screw back in, if there's any gaps left, it should pull everything together all the way. Just like that, it's all the way tightened down. So I managed to get this little screw out without breaking it actually, but unfortunately in the process, I scratched the absolute hell out of the door right here. Thankfully it's on the inside and you can't see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back on the door panel, and then we should just have to stick the door panel back on the door. I just got everything plugged back in. This piece right here was by far the hardest. You pretty much can see how it lines up. I can't really explain it, but when you get to the point of plugging it back in, you can kind of see how it goes, and you just stick it on and push it down a little bit and it'll click into place. So now the hardest part is going to be getting the door back on how it's supposed to be. So I will let you guys know when this is done. All right, man, and just like that, the door panel is back on. I'm not even gonna lie, that was probably the easiest part. Once you get this little like hook on the door panel over the ledge on the door itself, everything kind of just lines up and you give it a nice little push where each screw's at and it pops right in perfectly. So now just for the finishing touches, we got to get this piece back on, this back on, and this back on. So let's go ahead and get to it. One screw down and two screws down. This goes right in here just like so. Perfect. This pops back in here. I think I can do this while holding the camera, just like so. I kind of got to push it back in here now. This piece right here took two hands to press in, but pretty much I just grabbed up here and shoved right here and it clicked into place. Now last but not least, we just got to get this little triangle back on. I'm pretty sure it just like kind of pushes on maybe. Yep, click, click. All right, and just like that, the carbon fiber door handle has been installed, man. It looks so sick. Go ahead and shine my flashlight on it. Check that out, man. This is gonna look so good once I get the other one on. Now, I will go ahead and say this. The process for putting the driver's side on is exactly the same as the process for putting the passenger side on, so I'm not gonna film that one. But yeah, man, that looks so good. I am so happy with how this turned out. The carbon fiber definitely looks better than the beat up gunmetal, and for sure better than the matte black. I know this does not pick up the same on GoPro, but that just looks so good, man. The carbon fiber, oh man, I love it. I just need more now. I need more. What should be next? You guys let me know down in the comments below. Now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here because the sun is starting to go down. It's getting even colder and colder as the second goes by. It was like 40 degrees earlier. It's like a solid 32 or so degrees now, and I am absolutely freezing, but that was a much easier process than I would have imagined. Like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty scared to do this. Like, just ripping the door panel off, that's something I've never done before, and it seems super intimidating, but I'm not even gonna lie, it was extremely easy. Like, way easier than I could ever have imagined. It was arguably easier than even putting the subframe shims in, which was super easy. All you had to do was take a plate off and hammer them up in there pretty much. But I mean, man, I would highly recommend getting yourself some of these if your guys' stock door handles have started to peel, or if you just don't want to wrap it and you want some carbon fiber, this is the move for sure. But yeah, like I said, everybody, that is really going to wrap it up for this one. Let me know what kind of carbon piece I should get next. If you guys have any questions, leave those down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, do not forget to drop a like and subscribe. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one.